You're listening to When Liberty Remembers, the Republic Emerges, a series for the ones who feel the shift, the ones who know something is wrong but can't always name it. This is where the forgotten architecture of freedom is revealed. One truth, one gate, one awakening at a time. Let's begin. Season 4 unlocks the 12 gates of civic power, the forgotten architecture that turns ordinary citizens into fearless participants in the Republic. Season 4, The Republic Emerges, the 12 Gates of Civic Power. Episode 14, Gate 12, The Presumption of Court Competence. Why the system assumes the judge is always correct, and how the Republic lets you test that assumption. There is no presumption more sacred to the modern legal system, and none more dangerous to a free people than this one. The judge is competent, the judge is neutral, the judge is correct, the judge knows what they're doing, the judge's interpretation is the law. We are taught this from childhood, in ways we never consciously question. The black robe, the elevated bench, the gavel, the silence in the room, the security officers, the ritual language, the architecture itself. Everything whispers, this person is unquestionable. But the Republic never intended for judges to be kings, never intended for courts to be temples, never intended for the bench to become a throne. This is Gate 12, the final gate. The gate where the people remember that judges are public servants, not sovereigns, and that their power exists because the Republic lends it to them. And anything lent can be questioned, measured, challenged, and if necessary, taken back. The great unspoken truth of American courts. Judges are human. They make mistakes, they misinterpret law, they misapply facts, they act on assumption, they rely on clerks, they follow habit, they cut corners, they feel pressure, they protect the machine. They sometimes lose patience. They sometimes stretch authority. They sometimes get it wrong. But the system guards their authority with the presumption of competence. The judge is right until you prove the judge is wrong. And most people never attempt such proof. They believe questioning the judge is disrespectful, dangerous, impossible, or hopeless. But the Republic built tools precisely for this purpose. This gate exists not to antagonize the court, but to remind the people that the court's authority is conditional, not absolute. The presumption of court competence, decoded. This presumption works like this. If the judge rules, the ruling is presumed valid, lawful, and correct unless you object, challenge, clarify, appeal, seek reconsideration, or demand authority. If you do nothing, the ruling becomes fact. Not because it is right, because it is unchallenged. The system counts on this. It counts on your silence. It counts on your intimidation. It counts on your belief that challenging the court is futile. But the Republic counts on something else. Courage. The courage to say calmly, professionally, firmly, I object. I require clarification. Please state your authority. That ruling conflicts with controlling law. I preserve my objection for appeal. I request findings of fact and conclusions of law. I challenge jurisdiction. I move to reconsider. These are not acts of hostility. They are acts of citizenship. The truth. Judges don't control the law. The law controls judges. This is the cornerstone the 8th grade never taught you. Judges don't make law, except in limited appellate contexts. They apply law. And when they apply it incorrectly, the Republic provides remedies, motions, objections, reconsideration, appeals, mandamus, interlocutory review, administrative complaints, judicial review panels, removal petitions, constitutional challenges. Most people never use these tools because they think they're not allowed to. But the people are always allowed to question the state. That's the whole point of a republic. The signs a judge is operating on presumption, not authority. You can tell the judge is leaning on presumption when they say, "Because I said so. This is my courtroom." We're not getting into that. That's not how things are done here. I'm not going to argue with you. You need to comply with the court. I don't need to provide that. This is standard. That's the way it works. These statements sound authoritative, but they often mask the absence of actual authority. A judge with lawful authority doesn't need to hide it behind intimidation. A judge with lawful authority can cite the rule. The tools to test the judge's competence. Here are the quiet weapons of the informed citizen. 1. Ask for authority. Your Honor, for the record, please cite the specific rule, statute, or case law supporting that ruling. 2. Request findings of fact. Please articulate the findings of fact on which the court is relying. 3. Preserve objections. I object and preserve this issue for appeal. 4. Demand clarity. Is this an order or an instruction? 5. Challenge ambiguous rulings. Respectfully, the ruling is unclear. Please clarify for the record. 6. Use the magic phrase, "With respect, that conflicts with controlling law." 7. File for reconsideration. A polite way to say, "You made a mistake, fix it." File an appeal. The ultimate test of judicial competence. These tools do not attack the judge. They illuminate the law. And when you illuminate the law, power shifts. The robe becomes accountable. The bench becomes transparent. The courtroom becomes a structure, not a throne room. This is the Republic's design. The moment you realize the judge works for you. This hits people hard because the cultural conditioning is deep. But here is the truth. The founders would shout from rooftops if they were alive today. The people are sovereign. Courts are agents. Judges are employees of the public, not the other way around. You are not beneath the judge. You are beside the judge as a co-equal participant in the system of checks and balances. The robe symbolizes duty, not dominance. The bench symbolizes responsibility, not royalty. And when you assert your position respectfully, the system realigns. The judge hears you differently. The record reflects your awareness. The courtroom recalibrates. You did not disrespect the court. You reminded the court of the Republic, the final awakening of the 12 gates. Gate 12 is not the end. It is the moment you step fully into your civic adulthood. Because now you understand authority is conditional, power is checked by procedure, judges are not infallible, courts are not omniscient, presumptions are not destiny, silence is not safety. You are not a subject, you are not a child, you are not a passive defendant. You are not a powerless participant. You are a citizen of a constitutional republic with rights older than the bench and duties deeper than the robes. And you now hold the keys to all 12 gates. The journey does not end here, it begins. Another gate has opened. With each step, the Republic remembers you more clearly. This has been another chapter of When Liberty Remembers. If this stirred something in you, if you felt a door open, good. I am truly glad you're joining me. The Republic is waking in those who listen. Join us for the next episode and step deeper into the architecture of your own sovereignty. And if these words resonate with you, please like, share, subscribe, share widely, share. Get other people here that need to hear these same words. We need all the people who have ears that can hear and eyes that can see. Thank you. I appreciate every one of you.